Have you ever met someone who has this natural presence, calm, confident, and respected by everyone, and yet they never seem to seek any attention? It's like they don't even try, but people just gravitate towards them, and you wish that you had this charisma.
They just couldn't believe that somebody would do all that running for no particular reason.
Why are you doing this?
I just felt like running. I just felt like running.
And what if I told you that the secret behind that kind of presence isn't about power, money, or status, but humility? And that being humble isn't just about being nice. It's actually a superpower that can change your life. And throughout my career in a leadership position, I've always reminded myself to be as humble as I can. So today, I want to share with you 5 powerful lessons that I have learned from being humble. Lessons that have shaped my career, my relationship, and my personal growth. So stick with me until the end, because the last lesson might just change the way you see life forever. Hey, what's up wonderful people? My name is Jean Lu and welcome to my channel where we make a difference in life. Now the first lesson that I've learned is humility is attractive. Now think about water. It's the most important substance on earth after oxygen. It knows its value, and without it, nothing survives. And yet, it never demands any recognition. It doesn't boast about its importance, it simply just flows, nourish, and support life without expecting anything in return. And here's the interesting part. People are naturally drawn to water. Whether it's a lake, a beach, or a quiet river, just being near water brings a sense of peace and calm. And it doesn't need to call out to anyone. People just come to it on their own will. And humility works the same way. And when you stop seeking attention, validation, or recognition, and you just focus on adding value, helping others and being true to yourself, people will naturally be drawn to you. Because humility isn't just about making yourself smaller, it's about making room for others. And the reason this works is simple. People don't like the feeling of being overshadowed. So when you constantly try to prove how great you are, you can make others feel small in comparison. But when you lead with humility, when you uplift others instead of focusing on yourself, you create an environment where everybody feels safe, valued, and respected. And that is what makes someone truly magnetic. There's even a psychology theory behind this. It's called the pratfall effect. Studies shows that people who are competent but don't act superior are seen more likable and relatable. Because when you're humble, you show that you're human, you're imperfect just like everyone else. And that's what makes people connect with you. And as Lao Tzu said, all stream flows to the ocean because it is lower than they are. Now the second lesson that I've learned is finding peace within yourself. For most of my life, I've chased success because I felt that I have something to prove. I compared myself to others and I wanted to be the best, I wanted to be recognized. But what I didn't realize is the more that I sought for validation, the more restless and unhappy I became. It's also a sign of insecurity. You see, back when I was growing my team at my previous job from 50 to 200 people, I wanted to have my hands in everything. I needed to be involved, to be the one making an impact. And sure, I got all the recognition, I got respect, but I was drowning. I realized that I have to let go and empower my team, handing over some of my responsibility, authority, and delegate my work to them. However, letting go was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do. It meant stepping out of the spotlight, trusting others, and realizing that I didn't need to prove myself to be valuable. And that's when I learned a powerful truth, that no one is actually thinking about you as much as you think they are. Because at the end of the day, everyone is just busy living their own life. So instead of competing with others, compare yourself to who you were 5 years ago. True success is quiet, and if you do great work consistently, recognition will come naturally. And more importantly, you will find peace. Now the third lesson that I've learned is humility makes you adaptable. See, the world is changing every day. And if we hold on to our egos, thinking that we already know everything, refusing to admit when we're wrong, we get stuck. And this is why humility makes you adaptable. Think back to water again. Water doesn't resist change. It doesn't fight to keep its shape. It flows, it molds itself to whatever container it's in. And that's what makes it so powerful. The Stoic philosopher believed in a concept called amor fati, which means love of fate, which is something that I'm practicing now, taking the leap of faith, embracing change rather than fearing it. And when you're humble, You're open to whatever life throws at you. You don't see change as a threat, you see it as an opportunity to grow. Psychologists also talk about this concept called cognitive flexibility. It's the ability to adjust your thinking when you're faced with new information. People who are humble tend to have higher cognitive flexibility because they are willing to admit when they're wrong and learn from others. Studies shows that people with higher cognitive flexibility tend to be more successful in life because they can adapt to challenges without breaking down. And even in business, the most successful companies are the ones that evolve with time. One example is Blockbuster refused to adapt while Netflix embraced change, and hence why Netflix is where it is today and Blockbuster is no longer relevant. The same applies to people. If you're too proud to adapt, life will leave you behind. So stay humble, stay open, and keep learning. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I want to take a quick second to thank every one of you who's taking your precious time to watch my video and subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. And I hope this video has provided you some value. So please continue to support the channel by liking, comment, and subscribing so that I can grow the channel and bring you more high quality videos and value. Thank you. Now the fourth lesson is true maturity is letting go of ego. You see, when we were kids, we were taught that growing up means becoming more responsible, wise, and mature. But ironically, as adults, many of us become less mature because of pride and ego as we are blinded by our achievement and success. I used to have bad temper. If my food took too long at the restaurant, I snap at the waiter. And if my hotel booking got messed up, I'll lash out at the receptionist. I thought that because I was paying, I deserved to be treated in a certain way, and my wife knows me best. I still remember there's one incident in Phuket, Thailand. Me and my wife has just arrived at the hotel after a long, exhausting trip, only to find that our room wasn't ready. In typical fashion, I was furious and I pressured the receptionist and demanded for a better service and them to fix the situation ASAP. And in the end, I got upgraded to a pretty big suite and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And at that time, I thought I won. But looking back, I actually lost. I didn't take a moment to think about why my room wasn't ready. Maybe the previous guest checked out late, maybe the hotel staff was short-handed on that day, maybe they are really trying their best. So instead of seeing from their perspective, I let my frustration take over. And the worst part, I looked like a fool. Just like those viral videos of people fighting in a restaurant over something silly, and I had become that guy. So learn to put your pride and ego in the right place, which then leads me to my last and final point. So the fifth lesson that I've learned from being humble is learn to be the bigger person. See, sometimes letting others win can actually make us happier. When we stop needing to be right all the time, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress. We allow relationship to heal and recreate peace in our own mind. And that in itself is the greatest victory. See, the truth is we don't need to win all the time just to make others feel small. In fact, constantly trying to prove yourself can make you feel even emptier. But when you choose humility, you choose peace, respect, and even happiness. There's a unique kind of power in choosing kindness over pride. And when you take a step back and let go of small conflicts, you make room for something greater, which is understanding, connection, and even happiness. True strength comes from knowing that you don't have to win every single battle to succeed in life. Some battles are just not worth fighting, so why not be the bigger person, just walk away and avoid any unnecessary conflict. And being the bigger person doesn't mean you're weak. It means that you are wise enough to know what truly matters. And in the end, kindness and humility always wins. So I want you to remember this. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. When you lead with humility, you attract people, find peace, adapt easily, grow in maturity, and ultimately, live a happier life. So, the next time you're faced with a situation where your pride is on the line, ask yourself, do you want to win this moment, or do you want to win in life? So there you have it, the 5 lessons that I've learned from being humble. Now, if you want to watch how a day in life of me after quitting my job, click on the video here and leave me a comment below if you have any question or topics which you'd like me to talk about next. I'd love to hear it from you guys. Till next time, continue to make a difference in life. Cheers.